recorded that in Los Angeles, and I finally got to make a couple records in Nashville, which I've always wanted to do because there was the players that are floating around there. Dr. John Harris, an actual doctor who had been disbarred and thus driven into his career as a piano player. Disbarred? No, you're not disbarred. Anyhow, he couldn't practice medicine anymore. And if you played with him, you knew why. Because he would go off on these beautiful things, and you'd kind of, stay with him, because he must know where we're going, and it was nice. The trip was nice, but then he'd just sort of kind of leave you there. Sort of, okay, you take it. Well, what? Take what? I don't know. He thought that there had been people on this earth before we were here, and that they had left messages written on rocks. He got this apparently from a book that he gave me eventually called Oahspe, that was dictated to a vegetarian and enforced. He'd been forced into vegetarianism by spirits that visited him in Baltimore at the turn of the century, into the 20th century. They came to him, they said, "We have a task for you." He said, "Fine, I wouldn't say that, but he said, "Fine, I'll do it." And what do you want? And they said, "Be nice, basically, for 10 years, and a vegetarian, and we'll give you the task." And they came back 10 years later. He's still in Baltimore, can't imagine why. And they said, "Get a typewriter," which had just been invented, more or less, and we'll chain you to the typewriter so that you write incessantly until you have finished the book called Oahspe. So apparently, he was the first Jack Kerouac. He wrote this thing, and there is one book in it. I read a lot of it. It was awful. It's don't do it. There's one book in it that's actually kind of good. I mean, if you just look at it, it's some kind of poetry. And John had read it, and he said that he knows from that the spirits were people who'd been on the earth before we were here, and that they'd left their names on rocks. And I would ask him, "Where are the rocks? Let's go see the rocks. I want to see the messages." And he'd say, "Oh, no, I can't do that." "Oh, you mean it's what? It's scary?" No, it's just forbidden. You can't look at them. But you know where I know where they are. You can look at them. I've looked at them. Which could be as much of an explanation as anything else for why he lost his license and whatever it was that might have taken you back from where he took you when he went off on his piano solo. And one night, but it started to bug me. I was really getting irritated. No, I wasn't. But I really wanted to know. I wanted to heal him. I thought if he finally had to admit there weren't any rocks and there weren't any messages on the rocks, that he'd be cured. I also am a doctor, but I didn't bother with a license. Who needs it? And one night we were walking out into the gravel parking lot, and I said, really, look, show me the rock. Is it just one? It's a big rock somewhere, and they wrote on it. No. Well, what? Show me the rocks. And he bent down in the driveway in that kind of purple light that you have. He bent down and he picked up a piece of gravel and he handed it to me. And I tried to read it. Yeah. I mean, I was with the right guy. This is my soul brother here. I tried to read the damn thing, and then I caught myself. I said, "Wait a minute, you mean they wrote their name on this rock, this piece of gravel in the driveway?" I said, "Yeah." "No, I don't see anything here." And he kind of pointed to some mud there. And you know, and you start backing up. And he bent over and he picked up another piece of gravel and he put that in my hand. I said, on this rock? He said, yeah. And then I got it. I said, and they wrote on every rock in this driveway. I said, yes. Like I'd finally gotten it. Next day I came in to record. I sat behind my baffle in the studio. 5 rocks lined up on my back. It has nothing to do with this song. I was going to tell you something about this song. Instead, I told you. Lady Gaga and I have a lot in common.